Sparkly Vixens, I miss you babes. I know I have not been on here for a full month. You guys can go ham in the comments and go off on me in big capital letters. I know I have not been on here for a full month. I'm sorry. If you don't know who I am, my name is Pinup Monroe. I do retro hauls, retro tutorials, retro vintage hair and makeup on this channel. That is what I do on this channel. So if you want to see more things about that on this channel here, like and subscribe. Please turn on the notification bell so you vixens can get more updates when I upload more videos. On top of that, please forgive me for that. I know I have not been on here for a month. I have been going through a lot of mental illness, mental issues. That's what I wanted to discuss on this channel. I want to discuss more about that because I don't really talk about it. I mean, if you search my videos far back, I probably did one video or I mentioned it in one video. So yes, I want to talk about that. I want to discuss on why I haven't been on here so long and just, my reasons and, my mental health breaks. And yeah, I want to discuss more about mental health issues. So mental health in general. So yes, if you vixens want to keep watching this video, then keep watching. Alright vixens, so let's talk. So the reason why and I'm just going to get into it. The reason why I have not been on this channel for like a month. The last time I've been on here, it was because of I did my 60s video, which got a lot of love, and thank you for showing so much love on that channel. I mean on that video on that channel. Thank you for showing love, period. I wanted to talk more about mental health and mental health issues and just mental illness in general, because I don't ever discuss that on this channel. And excuse this video because it's going to be very long, so if you guys don't want to watch it, you can click off. But I felt it was very important for me to share about it. I want to discuss more about it because I do have my moments where I go through it. Mental health is no joke. I don't wish that on nobody. I feel like, if you don't take the right steps and get the proper care for it, it can really destroy your life, and it can hurt a lot of people around you if you don't have good control over it. And I feel like, I, in the past, and I'm not sugarcoating anything, I've hurt people in the past with some of my mental illness, some of the things caused by my mental illness. And I'm not just solely blaming that just on my mental illness. Also, just, what I was going through, the stressors that was, hurting me in my life at that time. So I took it out on other people, and it was very wrong of me to do that. And I wanted to just talk about it because I feel like that's not discussed as much. Oh, and I'll let you vixens know everything I use on my face in the description box below, and I will share everything that I use on my face and how I do my hair and everything. But back to the subject on that, I suffer from bipolar. I suffer from bipolar. I was diagnosed with bipolar 1, 2, and 3, which I didn't even know there was a 1, 2, and 3. I just thought it's just 1. No, it's 1, 2, and 3 from what I've been told and my research I've done. I also suffer from high anxiety. Like my anxiety can go through the roof. And I feel like, that has affected my channel. It's affected my family, my relationship with my family, my relationships in general with friends, family, my relationships, period, The only thing I feel it has an effect is my son, because I really try. Like, that's one thing I do not let him see, is that I don't let him see that part of me. I really try to not let him see that. The only moments he has seen of me is breakdown crying, but then I would immediately excuse him to his room, or I would, pretend like mommy's laughing or my eyes is just watering. You know, parents do that to hide, you know, because the children doesn't deserve, your kids should never, they don't need to see yourself, you know, break it down like that. And sometimes, you know, you can't help it, and sometimes I know they can be like, oh, it's okay to do it, but to me, I just rather not let my son see that, because I don't want him to worry about me. That's my biggest concern, is my son worrying about me. I don't want him seeing that. So I suffer from that. Post-traumatic stress, I also suffer from that. I also go through that. Post-traumatic stress, bipolar 1, 2, and 3, high anxiety, and bipolarism. Yeah, I said that. I'm sorry if I'm babbling on and on and on about it. Another thing I want to talk about mental illness is just how, like I said, how it affects me, my job, where I work, my channel. It's affected my job. It's affected like my relationships, my channel. You know, I'm a big perfectionist, and I feel like, you know, I don't want to post anything if it's not to what I feel, you know, my subscribers, you guys that support my channel deserve. I don't want to post it, and I'm my biggest critic. You know, I look at my videos all the time, and I'm just like, oh, I can't, because, and I'm being honest, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would have never posted my videos on this channel. Like, I just had the lowest self-esteem ever, you know, and my self-esteem has came from, and I hate to say this, it came from, you know, my family. You know, your own family can be your biggest bullies. You know, being bullied in school, being bullied even when you're a grown adult, you're still bullied. It's so sad. And that has affected me from being bullied in middle school and summer high school, being bullied by my own family, being bullied by, you know, my own past relationships. You know, it's affected me where it has made me depressed. You know, one of my relationships, my first real relationship when I was in love, I was in this 2-year relationship, and I had the worst depression. Besides my mom passing away, I had the worst depression in my life, to the point I was suicidal. That's how bad that was. And after I got out of that relationship, I promised I never want to get to that point where I was pushed that bad in a relationship, and that, you know, being that depressed, not talking to no one, not getting help, trying to fix it myself, it put me in such a bad state where I just had to stay single for a very long time, because that relationship was that bad, and that relationship put me through so much, and I have post-traumatic stress to this day because of that relationship. So, you know, I really feel that when you go so long without being treated, or without seeking help, or even trying to help yourself with, you know, with your issues, it can really bring destruction upon your life. Another thing that I want to mention and talk about is the medications they put you on once you do decide to get the help, which I'm happy I did go get that help. But the only downside that I don't like is the medications. And when I tell you guys, they medicated me like I was a guinea pig. I literally was on every medication you can probably think of, which is very scary when you come and think about it, because and I know they were trying to see what works for me, but there were some medications I would never get back on again, because it literally made me feel like a zombie. And I don't wish that on no one. I don't wish mental illness on nobody, and I don't wish ever taking those medications on anybody neither. It made me feel like a literal zombie. It made me feel like I was just it made me feel like, you know, I couldn't take care of myself or my son. It made me feel like I wasn't even able to function because the medication was literally just controlling what I did, what I said, how I said it. You know, there were some medications where it literally made me sleep during the whole day or 2 days. I had medications that had me sleep during 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and I literally will wake up feeling like I just fell out of a damn tornado and I hit planet Earth. And you know, my son, he messed up my whole house because I'm so tired, you know, and I'm so stressed out, and I'm so medicated up. I don't even notice that my own son done tore up my house, you know. So, you know, I don't wish, you know, it's very important if you do decide to get on any medication and you find the one that best fits you. Don't let no damn doctor or psychiatrist or therapist tell you what the hell you need to be on. You try the best. You try every medication for what best fit you. You know, I'm sorry if I'm just saying it so fast and my words is mixed up, but try every medication and see what best fits you, because I promise you, nowadays they are literally testing what works on you like a guinea pig, and they did that to me, and I literally, I didn't like none of the medications, because there was times where I've took medications and I felt like I would have never woke up if I would have took more. That's how drowsy and out of touch I was with everything, because it's just, that's how high of a dosage they have me on. The only medication I like, and unfortunately, because people abused it so much, now that you have to take a urine sample just to have it, is gabapentin. That's the only thing that works for me. Other than that, there's no other medications that I like. That gabapentin only mellows me out, and it makes me feel just like I feel mellowed out. That's it. Other than that, I do not like no other medication at all. And I don't, you know, I really don't like any other one. I know I'm saying that over and over. It's just how bad I don't like it, you know. And you may get you a doctor that don't listen, a therapist or psychiatrist that don't listen. If they don't listen, find someone else. Don't keep going back to them. But don't let nobody make you feel like you have to take something like that, because you don't. You have options to take, and if you don't want to do that, if taking that does not work, medication period doesn't work, then there's other options you can do. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is triggers, my triggers. I have a lot of triggers, and there's triggers that I've been trying to get a hold on, so it doesn't keep affecting me and have control. One thing about me, I'm very emotional, I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive and emotional, and it's very hard not to let my emotions control me, because I am an empath, and I feel everything. About my triggers is, I try to find, and back then, you know, years ago, I used to not, you know, I didn't have the most healthiest vices to help me with my triggers, you know. And I hate to say this, it was really bad because, you know, and I'm not blaming this solely on this, but the biggest reasons why I used to fight so much back in the day was because my mother passed. And, you know, if anyone talked about my mother, or anyone looked at me funny, or anybody just did anything towards me I didn't like, I would fight them. I would literally fight them. And that's not healthy, and it's gotten me into trouble, which I regret, and I wish I would have never did that, because it got me nowhere, you know, but just in trouble. I feel that another thing that wasn't healthy was, you know, me smoking weed and me drinking. That wasn't healthy at all neither. And I feel like, you know, it's a lot of different ways now, and I'm happy that I was able to overcome it, because it's a lot of different ways now that I handle things different. I meditate more, I read, I get out the house, you know, and it's even harder because of this whole pandemic, and you have to, you know, social distance and quarantine and everything. But like I'm speaking before the pandemic, what I would do is just like go outside and get some fresh air, go places, go, you know, go to a bookstore, go somewhere that makes me feel comfortable and I enjoy. And now I do that now. I don't smoke. I only drink champagne, so I don't even drink like that. And you know, I'm happy that I picked up healthier things now. I write in my diary. You know, I don't tell people everything. You know, I'm sharing it with you guys because maybe you guys can relate to what, you know, I go through. But yeah, those is now how I, you know, my triggers and how I calm my triggers down and don't let things trigger me. You know, and sometimes I like to be by myself. I really enjoy my own company, you know, and I feel like it's good to be your own company because sometimes you just don't want to be bothered with people. You don't want to talk to people. You don't want to deal with anyone. You just want to be by yourself, you know, and it's okay. Don't ever let anyone shame you on you being by yourself because it's okay to have your you time. You don't need to have someone up your, you know, hate to say it's up your ass. You don't. You can be by yourself and be perfectly fine and have your peace. Nothing is more important than your peace nowadays. I want to speak on about my mental health. It's just, like I said, how it affects my channel. And another thing too is because, you know, I feel like, you know, and I know everybody has their moment when they, you know, and if you're lucky enough to have your moment when your channel finally does really, really well. And I'm not saying just, you know, I'm not saying in just in subscribers, but in numbers and, you know, watch hours and you know, in the algorithm. You want your channel to do good, and that's another thing that I feel like another thing I was a little depressed about. Well, not depressed, yeah, I would say depressed. Yeah, I was a little depressed about it's just because I want my channel to do good because I have invested so much into it. And I ain't gonna lie, could I upload more? Yes. I could upload way more. I'm not gonna hold you ladies up. I can upload way more. I could, you know, you're your biggest, you're your biggest enemy and you hold yourself back. Could I upload more? Yes, I could. I could upload way more, but, you know, it got to me, I guess what gets to me is just so hard, you know, us black creators put in our channel. And we barely get any recognition, if at all. And then you don't even get the genuine support on top of that. So that's the part that really just, you know, it does bother me a little bit because I put so much time in my channel and I've started way before some of these, you know, white channels have that does the same thing I do, and they are in the thousands and thousands of followers, or their views as high as hell, and I'm still struggling just to get 200, and I'm not even pushed through the algorithm. I don't even have anybody doing shout outs for me like that unless we're shouting each other out. You know, it's not like a genuine following, and that's another thing that, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it made me a little sad because it's like, damn, do you guys, and I know y'all do, but are y'all just doing it just to see what you know, are y'all following me just to be following, or are y'all really genuine? And you know, I came to the conclusion I need to stop worrying about that. I need to not let that be one of my things that get me depressed, because I have some OG followers that really stuck with me even when I don't upload as much as I say, or when I say I'm gonna upload and I don't do it. You know, they still stuck around, and I need to just focus on that. But it does get very, you know, it can make you feel down because you put so much in your channel and then it doesn't get recognized like that, and you got the same problematic freaking YouTubers that can do anything do anything and people will love them for it and they never get canceled for it. You know, and you got the same, you know, you got some, like I said, some YouTubers that are doing the same thing I do and will get thousands and thousands of clicks and follows, and I'm just still stuck here. So I'm not gonna lie, me feeling that I'm stuck on my channel, it does make me feel sad too. It does make me feel a little depressed. Thing, Vixens, that, you know, has affected my mental health is just my mom being gone. You know, that's one of the biggest things. I feel like, honestly, if my mom was still here, a lot of things I have went through in my life, some of the things I went through in my life, I feel like my mother, I feel like I wouldn't have went through, because my mother always she had my best interest and she protected me from a lot of things. That's another thing, Vixens, that I feel like, you know, a mother's love, my mother and my grand, you know, I feel like when they both passed, it was just the end. Two pieces of me died. Yeah, when my son was born, it filled me up dang near whole, but there is pieces missing because my mother passed first and then my grand. And my grand was literally my second mother and the glue to our family. And our family is not the same ever since she passed. So that has been another thing that has really affected it has affected my depression. It has affected my mental illness, because it was so traumatic for me losing the two most important people in my life that has raised me, and they both passed. That was so traumatic for me, to the point, you know, I literally didn't know if I was gonna make it myself, because it was just that bad for me, you know. So losing that and not having those two important women in my life it took a toll on me. Another thing too is just the lack of support from family. I feel that is another thing that has affected my health, my mental health, because I feel like, you know, my family don't support me enough on certain things, and they don't care to ask if I'm okay. And I know it's a two-way street. You know, you gotta, you know, I don't really call them, and I don't call them at all, and they don't call me at all. And I think it's just because I don't call them, or they're expecting, but it was at a point I was calling them all the time and checking on them and seeing if they need anything. And it's just like I was breaking my back so much from my family, and it wasn't recuperated. I just was like, okay, you know, forget that. I'm not gonna do the same thing. And, you know, it's made me sad. It's affected my mental health, because I needed my family. You know, I really needed them, and I just feel like they just wasn't there for me unless it benefited them in some way. You know, and that's how I felt. Especially with certain family members, I feel like they only call when they need something, or they want to be nosy. They just want to know my business, which I don't tell my family. Most of my family don't even know where I live. You know, and I like it that way. I don't want my family just popping up whenever they want to, and, you know, because it got to a point, when I was very, you know, when they were able to get a hold of me, they didn't. You know, I wouldn't hear or see them ever come to my house or call or anything. So it's just like, it doesn't really matter unless they need something, and that pretty sucks, you know, that you only reach out when you need something, or you want to be nosy, or you want something, or you just want to see my son. You just want to see my son, you don't want to see me, you know. So that was another thing that really made me sad, you know. It made me very sad and depressed, because they didn't want to see me, they just wanted to see my son. That's just how it felt. I feel another thing that has made me very depressed and sad, and it's affected my mental illness, is not being as close with my dad as I would have loved to be. You know, I always wanted to be close. You know, I always wanted to be a daddy's girl, and I never got the chance, because, you know, my my mom and my dad, they didn't get along, and it really, I can tell, you know, this is why it's important to really, you know, even though you and the father, child's father, don't get along, it's important to try to make sure that, you know, the father has a relationship with the child. And, you know, at this point, I feel like he just didn't want to have a relationship with me like that, you know, and I feel like, you know, he blamed my mother on a lot of reasons, and I'm sure she played a part in some things. But, you know, when I got to fully see how he had a chance now to be in my life, and it still was like pulling teeth to even get him to do that, I see why now my mom, I see why she stopped him from really trying to be in my life, because I feel like my father just doesn't know how to love. You know, he's a certain way, and he doesn't know how to love. You know, he doesn't know how to be a father. You know, I have other siblings. You know, I have other siblings I don't even know about. You know, and that's sad, because, you know, I always ask who their father is. Is this person your father? Just to make sure I don't talk to my sibling like that, if that makes sense. Okay, Vixens, now for my hair. Now, I've done me some pin curls, and as you can see, my hair is a slight different color because I dyed it red, and soon it's going to be even redder than this. I want my hair red. It's been black for so long, and I just wanted a new look. I wanted something different and new, so yeah, there's that. Alright, y'all, now I took all my pin curls down. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but you can tell it's red, and it's redder in some places, and some other places it's redder. So I'm going to get it, I want to get it at least to this red all over. So that is the plan with that. I got to lighten my hair more before I can get it more redder. So that is it with that. But oh, this curl didn't take that well, but yeah, I want to do me a 40 style, so I think I'm going to push all my hair up. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm doing a little hair tutorial on top of that. So I'm just gonna push it all up. I really wish I would have did the curls tighter, but I wanna just push everything up and have it all in the front, which I think, and just have it all in the front like that. I think that would look so cute. I'm sorry if y'all hear that in the background. My son is chasing my cat. Pearly, I'm sure y'all remember who she is, my diva. She hasn't made her appearance yet, but I'm sure she will. I think that's what I'm going to do is push everything in the front. So, while I do that, just use a little hairspray and push it into the front. It's good recording again and planning new content and stuff. So, that's another thing that I'm happy about, that I get to share the new content with you guys. Another thing I'm very, very happy about. So, you know, I'm happy to be sharing that with y'all, my vixens, and letting y'all know what I want to, you know, do and stuff. Alright, now that I got my hair up in this poodle, that's all I wanted to tell you guys and why I've been gone for so long, for a month. I do not know which flower to put in my hair. I think I'm going to put this pink one right on the side. And then I'm going to put this bigger one. Oh, and these roses, these hair flowers is by D'Oreo Hair. Is it D'Oreo? No, I'm sorry. It's La Casa de Flores. I used her flowers before. They were in my Billie Holiday video. So if you vixens are interested in her flowers, I will have this in the description box below. I'm thinking about, I don't know, maybe I should go with the magnolias or the gardenias, but I'm thinking of just doing these two. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about mental health and stuff, and just tell y'all why I've been gone and what's been affecting my mental health. And once again, I'm so thankful for you guys, and thank you for just listening to my video and supporting me still, even though I've not been here in a month. And thank you so much for just still sticking around. I love you guys, and thank you so much. And I cannot wait to show you my other videos. I have so much more content to show y'all, so thank you. I love you, babes, and I will see you again soon. Bye, Vixens.